I think they sexualize women
Hmm.
in sitcoms, on TV, in print. They over-sexualize women.
In terms of advertisements and things like that, like the way that things are geared and the audiences that they're geared towards, it's kind of like, for women it's like beauty, like beauty products, cosmetics. It's like it's a focus on being wanted and admired and skinny. It's about being like appealing to a man, being wanted by a man, and for men it's kind of, you know, it's just, I feel like it's all about men. It's about men, and it's about women being just meant for men, I guess, in a way.
Commercials such as like beer, alcohol, pizza, anything like that. There's always like some girl like displaying the food, like here's your food.
Ooh, like the burger one, where it's like all sexual.
Oh
You know what I'm
yeah. And then if guys are in commercials when they're trying to advertise, like if you're trying to advertise shoes, like basketball shoes, wrestling shoes, or track shoes or something like that, or protein supplements, there's always like some really strong athletic guy in it who's there for like to say like, oh, if I take this supplement I'll look like him, or like with the beer thing, if I drink this beer I'll get with this girl.
It's like a sexual prize, I guess. For example, women wear not a lot of clothing, and men, for example, is masculine. Like if you look in magazines and you're looking at the cologne or perfume sales, like they say sex sells, so you always see women trying to dress up all fancy, and you see men with their shirt off, and you got guys with 12 packs trying to sell the cologne. So I mean, sex sells.
For females, it's always like makeup and stuff, and like always looking their best, and like trying to fit the kind of clothing style that all the females want. Like guys, they have a lot of like getting big and like muscular kind of things.
Guys need to have their shirts off and show that they've been working out their core and abs, and while females need to be wearing as little as possible and being used to, you know, basically make that guy work for her.
The advertisements like for Axe deodorant or wherever, where they always have like the good-looking guy, like a gorgeous girl that always like fall for him just because he has the deodorant type of thing.
I don't think it persuades me because I'm more intelligent than that.
Right.
So I don't think it persuades me, but I think it persuades the mass majority of people. So they are the ones that put the pressure on me to look a certain way.
Mhm.
I don't buy into it. I think that you're more molded by your upbringing and the era that you're brought up in.
I don't think that the media persuades me to look like the average man or whatever, or to do or look like the average man's supposed to look, I guess. But as far as like, you know, for what I would look for, I would say that the media kind of persuades me in like, you know, what the perfect woman should be, you know, in the sense of like how her body figure should look, you know, and like what her role should be.
You always want to like try and aspire to be like someone who's famous. Like you want to look good too, so you're gonna go out and like buy the newest kind of makeup or the newest kind of clothes just to try and resemble them, I guess.
Yeah, I feel like we do try to, like, we embody what is presented to us in a way. Like, we'll look at something and, you know, in all fashion magazines and all in media everywhere, like, you can't help but notice that that's what's in or what's desired, and it's kind of like what you should abide by yourself. But at the same time, I feel like a lot of people, if not most people, are like, oh, I'm not affected by that kind of thing. But at the end of the day, you are. Like, subconsciously, it's getting through to you, and I feel like even if we like to think it isn't, it still does in some ways. So yeah, I definitely would say yes, though.
Okay. But I think I'm educated enough where I can take a step back and see, yeah, I know what the approach the company is trying to use in order to sell it, but I don't know, I can't speak for everybody. I'm sure there's a good chunk of the population that is kind of more susceptible to it, but I think I can remove myself.
No.
Sometimes,
Say that's
yeah.
not realistic. And I don't believe it.
I do. Sometimes like if you're a guy and you're not like, if you don't, I don't know, where am I going with this? If you're a guy and you don't act like that, then you're kind of perceived like you have like feminine characteristics or something.
I mean, you're looking at a woman that's really attractive. You want to be the best looking you can. And by looking in the media and you seeing all the guys that get all the hot girls that are all, their hair's done, they get tans, they get their eyebrows waxed and stuff like that, and you think, maybe I should do that, maybe be more of a feminine guy and just go to the gym all the time to get more attractive women. But me personally, I don't really care about that stuff.
Probably on a subconscious level, not like, I don't think like, oh, that's what I should look like, or like that's how it should be, but I mean, since it's always just coming at you, like, you know, somehow it's probably like in my head.
I agree on some sort, but then it's just like you are who you are, and as long as you're happy being who you are in your own skin, I feel like you should be comfortable. But subconsciously, there's that message between what you should be and what you shouldn't look like.
It's more, I don't think you objectify your partner, I think you objectify yourself. So you put it on yourself. So you're like, damn, her ass is tight. Like, why don't I have a tight ass? You know? So you objectify yourself. It's all about self-loathing. It's not where you, like, I would never put it on my partner, because for me, the love is so much deeper than that. So it's more of a mental connection, and it's really, so it's not about how big his waistline becomes or how age pulls on his skin. It's nothing about that. But it makes me objectify myself.
I'm more hard on myself. I would think that I tend to look at something and be like, oh, like maybe, you know, like you can't help but look at a picture of a girl or something, and a lot of girls tend to, you know, it's like, that's what I should look like or something like that. I don't know if I've really compared like to a relationship, more like to myself. But maybe like style or something, or like, oh, like, you know, I'd like my boyfriend to dress like that, or you know, or I like that look on someone. So maybe to an extent, yeah, but I think like I'm mostly hard on myself about it.
I think people do it like subconsciously, like if someone's like, oh, like she's so attractive, or I like this actress, or you're talking about like some guy you think is hot or something, like subconsciously, like you're telling your partner like, oh, you should look more like that, or try and be like more like this person.
So I'd be like, I should look better for her. If she could look like that, why can't I look the best that I can?
I never asked my girlfriend if she wishes I looked like somebody else, but when I dated a girl, like, that's the girl I chose, and I don't really pay attention to other women because I have respect for women, and I'm not going to be checking out other girls on what date with my girlfriend.
I mean, with advertisements, or even, you know, I mean, like, I've seen so many, but things as simple as, you know, advertising for food, and the girl is half naked, and you don't even see the food in the picture, and you just see that, like, well, this ad is selling food, but I don't even see where the food is. Or with alcohol, with anything, or even just guys and girls, like, on each other, like Abercrombie and Fitch ads, or, but girls are, like, usually the object of the attraction and the sexual tendencies and everything, and, like, they're objectified.
Like
a lot
every
more.
beer commercial, it's like a girl holding the beer, like giving it to the guys, or like just showing like their legs or something stupid like that.
Like there are ads that, or there are arguments that men are also objectified to an extent, but it's women like way more, I think. Like every single thing you see is a woman somehow being objectified. So.
Okay. Well, I think it's mutual both ways. I feel like with like all the rap songs stuff like that, like it portrays men to use women as like a prize or like a tool, like just there for a sexual resource and nothing else, when in actuality, like, you gotta have a relationship with somebody, you can't just use them just for sex.
I don't know, being in college, it's just like, just about almost every girl that you talk to is like, I want a man with a nice body. And it's like, guys are just like, yeah, we want girls with nice bodies, but then it's like, it's what else besides that? Like, whenever you hear a girl talk about a guy, it's just like, look at him. Like, do you see him? Like, look at that body. It's, like, guys are more, I don't want to say out front about it, but I'm pretty sure it's still there.
It would be women more, just because I feel like they're more sensitive to a lot of things, and I feel like it doesn't cause as much subjectivity for them to feel the need to change as guys, I feel like it would take more of like continually hearing it for them to want to change.
So music, in most cases, is sexualized as well. So of course they show more skin, the movements are more provocative, women are more submissive in there and masculine, particularly in rap. It's a really masculine driven music anyway. And country the same way is more masculine driven type of music, even though since they're going towards a different target market, it is still sexualized, but what they find sexy is different.
In some, I guess, music videos, like if a guy is like the main focus, or he's the singer, he's the main act, like the women are dancing around him,
or they're just
the
sitting
outfit,
there, like even if they're
or
not
they're
doing
yeah, or they're just there, that they have like a presence, but they're like close, or they're on him, or it's like, or they're being some sort of like, you know, like it's obvious that they're surrounding him. So I feel like definitely women tend to, again, like play like kind of like a sex object, or just some sort of object of just the man is in power, like, you know, he's like, you know, with rappers or whatever. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like a lot of different genres of music are like that. Or even just lyrics, like of songs, period. Like explicit language and everything, like geared towards women, objectifying women.
Okay.
But I think girls do it too in their videos. Like
Yeah.
they depend on the men, like to make them look. I don't know, like Taylor Swift always depends on boys. Like all of her songs are about how she's so helpless and she needs a man in her life. And
Between if there's a guy and a girl, and that's the story of the video, that the end is them trying to come together. You want to make it. You want to try and sell that as the best way you can. So it's always going to be, you know, close-up shots to maximize all the pretty people and stuff like that. And so I think that's the way that the people who make them.
Recently, I saw like a Paris Hilton one, and she's just being super sexualized, like, you know, like all over the car, like washing it, trying to be all sexy and stuff, and like that. I get that is a reoccurring theme in a lot of music videos, I would say.
And when I'm listening to the country, and I do see a music video that portrays women positively, and the men are always treating women right. They're not doing anything disrespectful to them, and they're not making them try and dance on a pole or something like that.
I guess hand gestures. Yeah, I guess it's whatever. Throwing signs up. I don't know.
Yeah. Exactly.
Whatever. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Okay.
I guess. Yeah, hand gestures.
Yeah.
Actually, yes. I think with profile pictures, people do, I know that myself, I do choose a picture that is attractive, because basically that is your, the first way people can view you. So it's like being presentable at any time. That's your first impression for people. So of course people are not going to put up like, oh look, I just woke up with bad head, no brushed teeth, you know. You're not going to do that. So I think it's out there in the public, so it's your public self that you put out there.
Yeah, and especially like if, because I mean some people use Facebook as like, you know, a way to actually get to know new people, you know, rather than just have like their own personal friends and family members. Some people actually reach out to other new people that they just don't know. And so I mean, if that's like what you see of me when you like, you know, when you add me, and as we talk, I don't want like an ugly picture, like, you know, just a hideous picture or whatever, you know. I mean, I don't just like go through my pictures and, oh, this is a nice picture of me, oh, I'm going to use this as my profile. But I'm not about to have like a terrible picture of me just sitting there on Facebook, like, you know.
And that is your profile page. It's usually your other pictures, your like candid pictures that you don't really care, like, that you just put up. And I think that women do more than men do those kind of glam shots of themselves, but it's always a particular trait.
A lot of guys like to, they either like accentuate like their muscles or something, or they'll try and do something where they look cool, like they'll post pictures like drinking and stuff. Like girls always want to make themselves look fake or pretty.
Yeah,
Or like
girls.
they'll post a picture with their boyfriend and like make themselves look all cute and stuff.
Girls are definitely more likely to have like digitally enhanced, but like I mean, a lot of people use Instagram and then maybe they'll put that as their profile or just something that is. I mean, I love Instagram, but and I use it all the time. I just mean like girls tend to make their pictures look more just like pretty, appealing, like cute, whatever. Whether it's by themselves or even with someone else. Like girls are more likely to be in pictures with more other girls or just themselves. Guys, yeah, I feel like I see guys either with like their shirts off or not every guy.
Yeah.
Or maybe with other guys, but yeah, I feel like girls, I don't know, I think what I notice most is like girls tend to pick pictures of themselves that make them look the best or better. Like guys don't really care. Guys are gonna care about what angle the picture's taken or if they're, what they're wearing. Like a girl will like go through pictures and pick out which one she thinks she looks best in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That the image is more important to a woman.
But the people who do kind of put the pictures on that kind of like show if you're a guy you're trying to be dominant, if you're a girl you're trying to kind of look pretty or whatever. I think that's the mindset is there. I want people to see this picture. I want people to notice. I want people to kind of that's the I guess the doorway to explore the rest of my page or whatever. But
Sometimes, well, only once I've done this. There was one where I went to the beach with my girlfriend and her family, and they took this one picture. I was wearing a Dago tee, and I was like puffing my chest out, and I looked jacked. I was like, "That's my profile picture." And so that was my profile picture for like 5 months, and then I found some new one because it got old.
I don't think I've ever done a profile picture.
What do you mean? Girls take like 1 million pictures.
I'm not
gonna
gonna post one and be like, oh, my boobs look great, so that's my profile.
Or like when they're leaning over.
No, never done that.
I feel like they should stop downgrading themselves and trying to show their cleavage and everything else like that, and they should show who they really are, because that's not who they are.
I feel like for my profile picture, yes, but for just any picture that I upload, no, not really. I mean, I usually let other people upload photos of me, so I don't really care, like, it doesn't matter for me for those, but profile picture definitely.
Yeah, it seems like you want to have the best looking picture, like, for your profile picture.
I would think a guy would judge a picture based off of what type of outfit she's wearing, what her pose might be, or how overall how if she's made up, how she looks. Yeah, that's probably like, and what our society would define as sexy would probably be like more revealing type pictures. The pose, like it's like the whole thing. I feel like
it's I just have a picture of my family, and so that's what's important to me, because I think it's probably just what's important to you. If you value, your self-image, and that's the picture you want to use, then you're going to go for it. If you value something different, then in your picture, that's what you want to showcase.